Fala pessoal, estamos aqui aguardando o início aí da transmissão que a Band vai mostrar aí praticamente o gameplay aí de Marathon. Então estamos aguardando aqui e logo mais estaremos aí falando mais sobre o jogo. Salve pessoal, Papai Urso, estamos aqui aguardando aí a transmissão da gameplay, da revelação aí da gameplay de Marathon, um novo jogo da Bungie. Não é a minha área, né? Esses jogos PVP de extração não é a minha área, eu não jogo nem PVP, mas como é um jogo da Bungie, nós vamos transmitir aqui para você ficar por dentro como vai ser esse jogo. Tá aí sei lá se é um robozinho, o que que é, estão fazendo um tour aí pelos estúdios da Band até lançar aí a gameplay de Marathon. Então nós vamos aguardar e salve aí para você que está na Twitch, salve para você que está no YouTube. Tá aí o Lucas, Ivan, o pessoal tá chegando. Então vamos aguardar e ver como vai ser a jogatina aí do novo jogo da Band, Marathon, beleza? Mas aí, pessoal, você joga PVP? Tá afim? Vai querer jogar? Meu áudio tá meio abafado. O meu áudio tá abafado do microfone, é porque meu microfone tá com defeito, tá, pessoal? Tô tentando resolver aqui. Vai assistindo aí que o papai vai tentar resolver esse problema aqui agora. Fala pessoal, como tá saindo o áudio aí da minha voz? Tá muito grave, pessoal? Tá muito abafado? Dá um feedback aí, porque acho que meu microfone estragou, mano. Aí tá complicado. Quem tiver aí, dá um feedback pra mim se tá saindo um áudio legal da minha voz ou se eu vou ter que trocar esse microfone aqui. Vamos lá, acho que agora tá tudo certo. Valeu aí. Valeu, Duque. Valeu, Fabrício. Como eu estava falando, eu não sou fã de jogos PVP e de extração, né? Eu acho que vai ser o caso aqui agora do Marathon, que vai ser um jogo de extração em PVP. Eu não é o meu caso, porque realmente eu sou um cabra muito noob e terrível no PVP. Já não jogo direito, tem PVE, mas como é um jogo que a Band está apostando muito e vai ser lançado aí como um jogo de PVP e extração, vamos ver realmente o que a Band tem para apresentar aí. Principalmente você, se você é aquele que é daqueles que joga PVP de extração, não faz o meu tipo, como eu já falei aqui, mas teve uma época aí que o Crisol salvou muito o Destiny, principalmente no Destiny 1. Você não lembra dessa história, mas teve uma época aí que o Crisol lá no Destiny 1 salvou muito o jogo na época aí que ele estava bem baixo, com aí no nível de jogadores no servidor. É o que está ocorrendo agora, e agora a Band veio com o Marathon, um jogo aí de extração, PVP extração. Faz muito meu tipo não, mas estou aqui transmitindo para nós vermos, né, como que vai ser esse jogo. Dizem que a inspiração de Marathon está ligado a vários e vários jogos e filmes. Um dos jogos aí, pela temática até da música que você estava ouvindo, deixa eu voltar a música um pouquinho. Cadê a música aqui? Espera aí. É uma temática meio cyberpunk. Temática da música, meio cyberpunk. Inspirado aí em filmes de ficção, Exterminador do Futuro. E um monte de coisa, né? Um monte de coisa aí. Aí vamos ver se realmente esse jogo aí vai funcionar ou não. Aparentemente isso aí parece ser o estúdio da Band, né? Algum estúdio aí, a sede da Band, não sei. Parece muito com isso. Aí não sei se é um robozinho que está andando, filmando aí, pessoal. Tem um pôster gigante ali, ó, do lado. Uma coisa tem que ser dita, cara. O design eu achei muito bacana. O design aí dos personagens. Bem vibrante, né? As cores e tal. E acho que esse aí é o estúdio da Band mesmo, mano. Tuque, eu aconselho, eu não sei se você assistindo aqui comigo, você vai ganhar aí o drop na hora do... como é que fala? Na hora da transmissão, mas qualquer coisa, a transmissão deve ter umas 2 horas de gameplay. É bom você ir depois na Twitch aí da Marathon The Game. Assiste 15 minutos, você já vai ganhar lá o emblema. Tudo filezinho, tá? Pra você. Não sei se só assistindo aqui no canal do papai vai contar esse drop, não. Inclusive eu tô aberto aqui, eu tô com o meu Twitter aberto, né? Retransmitindo a tela aí da Band, mas eu acho que você tem que estar vamos dizer assim, que está transmitindo aí fora o canal mesmo aí da Marathon The Game. Eu acho que não vai contar não, acho que você tem que entrar lá, deixa uma telinha separada aí para você não perder caso, né, pegue aí os 15 minutos e ganhe o seu drop. Acho que é 15 minutos só para você ficar lá, você já ganha. Eu creio que aí é o estúdio mesmo, tá? Da Band. Então é pequeno não, hein? Enorme esse estúdio aí. Não sei se a Band já... Ó, ali é um decaído, né? Essa estátua aí. Não sei se a Band já tinha transmitido assim, a área do estúdio dela. Eu não sei se essa é a primeira vez. Eu queria ver esse robozinho aí. Não sei se é robozinho ou eles meteram a câmera aí num carrinho, né? Controle remoto. Não, mas é igual eu falei, Duque, quando começar, tem 28 minutos, quando começar você deixa ligado lá um pouquinho, 15 minutinhos, você já ganha o drop. Você já ganha o drop. Fica tranquilo aí. O pessoal tá chegando aí. Aí você já vai ganhar o drop. Pode ficar tranquilo que vai... Você ganha o drop aí, mas realmente eu acho que você tem que estar lá no canal da Twitch mesmo. Alguém já viu esses estúdios aí da Band? Eles estão com muitas propaganda aí do jogo, né? Tem muita propaganda do jogo aí. Cartazes. Agora esse aí é do Dash, né? Olha o tamanho desse decair. Opa, meu microfone já não tá bom. Ele lasca o tapa no microfone. Aí não adianta, né? Aí não adianta. Aí fica difícil. O microfone já não tá bom. Ele lasca o tapa no microfone. Aí não adianta. Ó, conferindo aqui. Aí não adianta. Aí fica difícil. Deixa eu pão. Deixa eu cortar aqui, senão vai dar reverb aí. Aí, beleza. Deixa a musiquinha no fundo aí. Aí, ó. Tem tiozão também, ó. Ó o barbão aí, ó. Barbudão aí, ó. Tipo urso. Não, o urso tá mais novo. Vou ficar com uma barbona dessa aí, cara. Vou ficar bem mais velhinho. Vou ter uma barbona dessa aí. Mas o velho urso... o urso é velhão, mas ainda é mais novo que esse senhorzinho aí. Bacana, né? Ver todas as gerações aí na empresa. Não é só jovem nem adolescente que gosta de jogo. Velho também gosta. Lucas, eu dei um time. O Warframe precisa... Cara, o Warframe é o seguinte. Precisa... Não dá, cara. Não dá pra você conciliar dois tipos de jogos que te tomam muito tempo. Ainda mais se você tem um canal e tem que produzir conteúdo, entendeu? No canal. Não dá, mano. Não dá. Felizmente não dá. Jogo uma vez aqui, uma vez ali, mas não dá, não. Muito difícil. E eu tenho outros projetos também, né, mano? Aí fica mais complicado ainda. Aí você seguir um monte de projeto e eu não vivo só disso. Aliás, eu não vivo disso. Eu não vivo de YouTube. Se o YouTube... Eu acho que era o sonho, né? De qualquer criador de conteúdo vivesse disso aqui. Mas, sinceramente, mano, não dá pra viver disso aqui. Canal pequenininho, não dá, não. Isso aqui é só hobby mesmo. A maioria, eu acho que... Quem aqui? No Brasil, praticamente não existe, né? Não existe. Eu acho que no Brasil, todos os criadores de conteúdos do nicho de Destiny não vivem disso aqui, mano. Isso aqui é um hobby. É um hobby, paixão. Acho que só isso mesmo, porque não dá pra viver disso aqui, não. É um hobby. Agora, lá nos States, aí tem, né? Você tem criadores aí que eu tenho quase certeza absoluta que vive disso. Um Astecross da vida, né? Esses caras aí vivem. Mas nós aqui não, mano. Aí, pra ter tempo pra jogar esse tanto de jogo, principalmente você que não vive disso aqui, tem como, né? É meio canseira. Meio difícil. Mas aí, vocês, quem vai jogar Marathon? Quem tá animado com Marathon? Eu tô mais animado que essa... Olha o tamanho dessa estátua aí, desse decaído, mano. Caraca, bicho. O robozinho, em vez de mostrar a estátua, fica mostrando esses careca igual eu. Mostra a estátua aí, meu. Mostra a estátua que é mais vantajoso. Bem mais vantajoso. Temos aí, faltando 23 minutos para começar praticamente a demonstração do gameplay aí de Marathon. Novo jogo da Bungie, vamos ver como vai ser. Tá aí mostrando funcionários, parte aí do estúdio da Bungie. As caixas ali, ó, grafite. Os painéis ali, sem fotos, ó, tem ali Pois é sem fotos ali pros funcionários, é? Caraca, ele tá fazendo a transmissão mostrando tudo, o que tem de tão interessante aí? Para os caras falar, ó, sem fotos, mas aí a câmera tá mostrando tudo. Será que não pode tirar fotos lá dentro do estúdio? Acho que sim, hein? Acho que sim. Hoje a Band o dia inteiro é focado nessa transmissão aí de Marathon. Marathon foi um jogo que a Band lançou lá nos anos, sei lá, anos 90. Só que era bem diferente. Deixa eu olhar aqui. Deixa eu dar uma buscada aqui para falar para vocês informações. Mas eu lembro desse jogo, mas não este agora, né? Dessa versão. Eu lembro da versão bem antiga de Marathon. Ele foi lançado lá meados de 1994. Era a Band e a Bandai junto, né? Band e a Bandai. Lançado para os PCs da época. Vai ser bem diferente do que eles estão fazendo agora, né? O jogo de 1994 era mais... Peraí, volta lá, não era isso que eu queria não. Tava pesquisando aqui, o trem entrou para outro lado. Aí, mano. Era na época, aí pegou a época do Doom, aí era mais ou menos naquele estilo, né? Agora não, agora este novo, essa nova capa, essa nova versão do Marathon vai tentar emplacar novamente aí um jogo PVP de extração. Tentar ganhar no jogo de serviço, né, mano? O negócio aí das empresas é mais um teste aí de jogo de serviço. Dificilmente jogos em serviço tá dando certo os novos. Pouquíssimos jogos deu certo como Destiny. Pouquíssimos. Call of Duty. Trágico, viu, William? Trágico. E as empresas continuam tentando, né? Você pode contar nos dedos aí os jogos em serviço que deram certo. Acho que não vai passar de 10. E trilhões aí que começaram e não deram certo. Gastaram milhões e não deram certo. Agora estão tentando com Dash ou com Marathon. Olha os carinha de bigodinho. Tinha uma placa lá, ó. Você ama o que, meu amigo? Você ama o que, meu? Marathon, deve ser desenvolvido. Tá todo mundo de camisetinha da Marathon. Tem uns tiozão ali também, olha lá. As tiozona também. Legal. Legal. Eu queria ver se isso aí era um... Deve ser um carrinho com a câmera. Pensei que era um robôzinho, mas é um carrinho com a câmera. É um carrinho aí com a câmera. E ali tinha pôsteres ali, ou avisos para não filmar, né? Não tirar fotos. Aí agora o dronezinho aí tá filmando tudo, mostrando todo mundo, rosto de todo mundo. Daqui 18 minutos vai começar a transmissão aí da gameplay. Quem que é esse louco aí? Rapaz, tem uma torcida ali atrás. Deve ser todos os funcionários da Band. A Band deve ter falado assim, ó. Vai todos os funcionários lá pra falar que o negócio é bom. Pra falar que o negócio é bom. Aí todo mundo lá, ó. Ah, aquelas caixas de painéis. Deve ser por isso. Tava aquelas caixas lá de painéis. Deve ser um painel gigantesco aí pra eles verem a gameplay. Fizeram um evento aí dentro dos estúdios da Band. Camisetinha ali da Marathon. Temos a camisetinha ali da Marathon. Nerds. Tem um nerd ali de calção com notebook. Todo mundo apontando pra lá, pra cá, outro... Ô, gracinha, olha lá que coisa linda. Por que que não mostra esse? Podia filmar e mostrar o... Dá uma olhada... Cadê o cara? Deixa eu ver se eu tô olhando ali, ó. Tão com bebidas, né? Mas eu vi uma... Você tem uma... No começo aí do vídeo, bem antes aí, um tempo... Ixi... Tinha uma placa lá falando que era proibido filmar e tirar foto. Chegando, tá chegando no estúdio aí, ó. Olha o painel lá atrás, é aquele painel lá, ó. Aquelas caixas é daquele painel lá de transmissão. Isso aí deve ser dentro do estúdio, né, da própria Bungie. Deve ser dentro do estúdio. Tá. Joguinho de PVP, extração. Estamos aqui aguardando. Entrou na telinha agora, mas está acabando o time aí. 15 minutinhos. Começa. Daqui 15 minutinhos você vai conhecer o novo jogo da Bungie. Novo jogo e o futuro, né, da Bungie, que esse jogo, ó, 15 minutinhos, ó, menos 15 minutos, já começou. Menos 15 minutos. Agora vai, venha cá, agora vai. Menos 15 minutos. Agora vai, hein? Deixa eu dar uma olhada aqui. Agora vai, hein? Agora vai. Esse jogo vai ser lançado aí pro PlayStation 5, não vai ter pro PlayStation 4, nem pro Xbox antigo também, só pro PlayStation 5, Xbox X, S, PC. Tem menos 13 minutos. Você já visitou o segundo canal do Papai Urso hoje? Papai Urso tem um canal secundário que eu faço vídeos de long play. Durante a semana eu vou jogando alguns tipos de jogos antigos, nostálgicos, clássicos. Faço a jogatina do começo ao fim e posto lá no canal. Se você gostaria de relembrar esse tipo de jogo bem antigo, mais novos também, mas por enquanto eu vou relembrar todos os meus jogos antigos da era PlayStation, 3DO, Neo Geo, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, Super Nintendo, Mega Drive. Todos esses jogos que eu já virei, estou postando aí durante a semana um vídeo direto lá no canal. Então eu gostaria que você se inscrevesse lá no canal secundário do Papai Urso. Dá aquele apoio. Preciso chegar a mil inscritos lá, mano. Eu preciso monetizar este canal. Então tá aí o link. espero que você vá lá e dê aquela força. Se inscreva lá no canal. Vai curtir, relembrar alguns jogos antigos. Aí da Twitch, você tem que tirar os 3 pontinhos aí, copiar e colar aí no seu navegador. Vai lá, dê esse apoio, se inscreva lá. Tem menos 12, tem menos 11 minutos, 12 minutos, né? Pra vermos a gameplay aí do novo jogo da Bungie. Salve, salve, Lady. Isso aqui é Lady, esse aqui é só PS5 pra cima. Só PS5 pra cima. E só que vamos dar uma confere aqui. Vou falar pra vocês qual é a recomendação da Bungie para este jogo. Bom, primeiro que eu também, Marathon não é pra mim, mano. Sinceramente eu vou falar pra vocês, porque eu já não jogo PVP. E agora é um PVP de extração. Não é a minha praia, cara. Não é a minha praia. Bom, vamos ver aqui, vamos dar uma zuiada aqui. A Bungie ainda não colocou na Steam os requisitos mínimos e nem os recomendados para o jogo. Apenas colocou que o sistema operacional tem que ser de 64 bits. Não está nem atualizado. Não está atualizado. A única coisa que está falando aqui vai ter idiomas. A interface vai ter em português. A dublagem, eles vão também ter localização. Vai estar. A Bungie normalmente faz isso, né? Vai ter aí praticamente a localização para 13 idiomas. O único que não vai ter dublagem, só legendas, vai ser no idioma chinês. Que o chinês aí vai ter que escutar ou inglês e a legenda embaixo. Mas os demais, não, tem um chinês simplificado, só o chinês tradicional que eles não vão, né, traduzir. Então praticamente vai ter 12 idiomas aí. Praticamente já engloba praticamente quase tudo. Vai estar dublado e legendado com interface também, tudinho, bonitinho. Isso aí a Bungie, ela trabalha muito bem nisso aí, desde o Destiny 1, localizando aí seus jogos. Foi algo muito bom, né? Mais localização, melhor. O cara já está começando a falar aí, pessoal. Vou deixar o cidadão falar. Vai fazer entrevista? Não. Deixa aí o cidadão falar. O meu negócio aqui é ver praticamente a gameplay do jogo. Tá falando aí, tudo é maravilhoso. Eu joguei esse jogo, é bom demais. É bom mesmo, é bom mesmo. É bom mesmo esse jogo. Eu joguei demais. E é muito bom, é um magnífico todo. Vai que um funcionário desse não tem que falar que o jogo é bom, né, mano? Nossa, o jogo é bom demais, você tá louco. Dá um tiro assim, o tiro vai lá pra cima, volta e mata o cara. A gravidade, tem tiro de gravidade. Dá um tiro pra cima, a bala cai e mata. É desse jeito que vai ser. Olha os caras olhando. Tem um tiozão lá atrás, lá barbudão. Eu quando ficar mais velho do que tô, quero ter uma barba daquele tamanho lá, tipo Saddam Hussein. Tiozão lá, ó, carecão lá também, atrás. Tem muito tiozão. Tiozão também joga. Você está pensando o quê? Que é só jovem que joga? Véi também gosta. Véi também gosta de jogar.
Kevin, well, thank you for being here today, man. We appreciate it. As we go right on down the line, we're also joined by senior engineering lead here at Bungie.
Véi também gosta de jogar. Todo mundo aí que trabalha tem que falar que o jogo é magnífico, hein? Falar que o jogo é ruim, tá louco, hein? No outro dia, no outro dia tá despedido. Todo mundo aí tem que falar, o jogo é bom, o jogo é maravilhoso, o jogo é demais. Ó, vou bater palma, que é bom demais esse jogo. Eu acho que não, viu, John? Pelo que eu tô vendo aqui, até na transmissão mesmo tá falando que o shooter aí vai rodar só pro PS5, não falou PS4. Vai rodar PS5, Xbox Series X e S e PC, mano. O PS4 praticamente esse ano já era, né, mano? Infelizmente eu tô aposentando meu bichinho aqui também. Infelizmente, parece que a produção vai até parar esse ano, né? Já parou, né? Sei lá.
Today we're obviously going to get a lot to
Infelizmente
show,
agora
to show
vamos
off a
ver
lot rather
muitas
today here in just a little
poucas
bit,
coisas,
what are
né?
you most excited for people to see?
Para sair agora para PS4. Na verdade, na minha concepção, os novos videogames PS5, Xbox Series X e S deveriam sair agora, nesse ano, final de ano desse ano. Para mim era o time certo para sair esses videogames. Esses videogames estão morrendo e praticamente é uma geração que você só aumentou a potência, mas não vê muito pulo assim gráfico. Nossa, mas é muito melhor, tá? Você viu lá tá um gráfico melhor, mas se você pegasse e rodava tudo no PS4 nos videogames antigos. Caprichasse um pouco. As novas tecnologias boas mesmo poderia ter colocado agora. Lançado agora nos videogames.
Alright, we are in final prep now, everyone. So we'll be back in just a little bit on the other side with some marathon gameplay. Don't go away.
Concordo, é bom que faz mais jogos, mas não esqueça da mina que ela ganha dinheiro, né? Ela não ganha dinheiro com Marathon. Ela tá suponhando que Marathon vai ser muito mais simples, né, cara? Quando você tem um jogo, por exemplo, igual Marathon, que você não tem que, sei lá, dar muita ênfase na história, né, Alcoma? Salve, Alcoma. Você não tem que dar muita ênfase na história, cara. Igual o Dash, você tem que ter o enredo, tem que trabalhar nas lore, tem que trabalhar... Cara, jogo aí você cria mapa novo, joga lá e põe um povo pra brigar, entendeu? É mais ou menos isso. Ainda mais mapa de extração, PVP extração, né? Você põe um mapa lá e deixa o povo se gladiar lá e pronto. Não é mais trabalhoso, vamos dizer assim, de que fazer um jogo, por exemplo, que tem uma parte PVP, igual o Dash, e tem uma parte PvE, que você tem que trabalhar bastante, né? Porque o Destiny, quando um tá em falta, às vezes o outro leva. Teve uma época que o Crisol levou o Destiny, o PvE levou o Destiny. Aí entra na crise que nenhum dos dois tá levando também, né? Então, vamos ver se a Bungie vai conseguir trabalhar com essas duas plataformas aí, cara. Porque olha só, um jogo desse aqui agora vai começar na Twitch original e não tem nem 50 mil assistindo ainda. Vai ter o quê? Tem menos 4 minutos, 5 minutos. Entendeu? Tem quase menos 5 minutos e tem 40 mil vendo. Pra mim, pra eles saberem mesmo, isso aqui tinha que aumentar. Tem que estar mais de 200 mil, 500 mil aqui, mano. Então, jogo de extração PVP não é pra mim. Eu tô transmitindo mesmo aqui porque é um jogo da Bungie. Vamos ver o que vai virar isso aí. Vamos ver o que vai virar isso aí. O jogo de descobrir qual é a palavra é Lorde. Na hora da gameplay eu vou ficar lá essa boca minha, né? Essa bocona aqui do Papai Urso. Eu quero ficar só pra ver mesmo. Mas, como eu falei, se você gosta do PVP, possivelmente talvez você vai gostar. Eu não posso negar uma coisa, pessoal. É bonito. O design é bonito do jogo. Eu vi a gameplay aí, o design é bonito, né? Mas não é meu estilo. Fico preocupado a Bungie dividir duas plataformas, né? Não tá dando conta nem de um. Pois é, né, Okuma? É aí que tá, né? Esse jogo, o Marathon, poderia seguir quase o mesmo, sei lá, rumo do Dash, mas resolveram fazer PVP extração. Querem esse público. Querem, né? O que você ganha? Como que a Bungie vai ganhar dinheiro com um jogo de extração? Eu acho que é equipamentos vendidos, né? Esse jogo simplesmente eu creio que deve ser de graça para todo mundo jogar e você ganhar no equipamento. Se você colocar esse jogo de PVP extração e cobrar para tipo para você comprar o jogo para entrar aí, meu filho, vai ser uma derrota. Comprar o jogo para depois você jogar. Esse tipo de jogo aqui tem que ser de graça. E você tentar ganhar dinheiro em cima de cosméticos. E aí é aquela coisa, né? Armas, cosméticos, como é que vai ser? Como que vai ser a venda nisso aqui? Eles fizeram tipo isso mesmo, uma aparência tipo Apex Legends, mas também um pouco mais adulto, né? Não tão, vamos dizer, adolescente. Pois é, Chapa, se for um flop total, é um prejuízo que a Band poderia ter investido no Dash. Mas aí é outra história, né? Fica parecendo que a gente tá torcendo pra ser uma derrota. Não tô torcendo não, quero que dê certo, mas tem esse lado, né? Beleza, vai começar. Tem menos praticamente 1 minuto. Vou aumentar o áudio e vamos ver como vai ser aqui o novo jogo da Band, Marathon. E lembre-se, não veja só pelo canal do Papai Urso, veja 15 minutos no canal principal para você ganhar aí o emblema, tá? O emblema, não veja pelos streams aqui que você não vai ganhar emblema, eu acho não, mano. Você tem que ver pelo menos 15 minutos lá no Marathon The Game lá na Twitch para você ganhar o emblema. Não se esqueça disso, tá? 15 minutinhos você já ganha o emblema. Então vamos ver como que vai ser esse jogo aí. Agora o papai vai ficar calado e vamos ver a gameplay desse jogo.
Back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry. You're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you very much. Super excited to finally show something about our game, you know?
Yep.
We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to one of just you in your office hanging out.
Exactly,
so
yeah. I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time, I promise, yeah.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience and help to deliver that experience as a single thread, so.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and film to life, our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going? Joe, for anyone, obviously you've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon. And my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this, reimagine this IP and this amazing game. and then make sure that our world-class art team is set up for success. Paving the way a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for everything. We're going to have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here as well.
Thank you.
As we go right on down the line, we have, without a doubt, the most important Andrew on this stage here today, our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz. How's it going, Witz? Good. Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all for all your work.
And of course, last but exceptionally not least, someone who you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past, and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only Senior Design Lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lars, we're back.
You could say Marathon's back.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now. A lot of fans out there. So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into, we make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries. And that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Well, we'll get into that here very shortly, but no, thank you all for starters all for being here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation, so thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're gonna show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some gameplay. Mr. Joe Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
Things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
And in addition to that, coming just later this month, on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later. So to make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go, do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathonthegame.
And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point drops or anything you need to do, though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, you've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, you know, is first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, you know, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there. It's got some weapons in there. It's got some crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot, obviously. It's a Bungie game. We got to like really push things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But that's, yeah, it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong, the Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters are something that are a passion of all of ours. Like, we really like the idea of bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you, and testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of, I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, you know, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah,
you know?
No, it shows. And you know, Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team. And I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the Marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
Yeah, it's been really exciting to see. And you know, obviously, you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some runners. Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit, all about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak, into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So yeah, this is our core 4 right now for
Very
alpha.
exciting. A lot of different plays to choose from out of the gate.
Absolutely.
And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone. You know, before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you know, you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, you know, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well. And then we sort of have our you know, unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind kind of reduce the amount of geometry. We limit our materials. We use a lot of graphic design and color. And we sort of use it as a tool to onboard artists who are working on the project. And then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. And that's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
And obviously the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. As a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. For art geeks out there, the sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left. Started out as a fan, then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto-runner. We developed early in the process to make sure that our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy and composition. So I think it's working out well, and I think we're doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more Marathon gameplay.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti IV. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti IV are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponent. And in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out. to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No two runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends? Grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti IV. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
All right. It's a decent amount of gameplay. All right. Let's get into breaking this down. So I think for starters, again, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style, again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective? What were you looking to do?
Build on a legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this car from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time. So
yeah. And also we had some keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Joey Wolfinder asked if this is Ben Starr. Yep, Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece. Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, super cool. Yeah,
Wonderful voice.
He's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Yeah. Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question. I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is Blackbird. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains out there? I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. It's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun, Mr. Witz. I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well. Who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much too
You don't
often.
even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right.
Yeah.
And so, that push-forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being the first to try and get a pick, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play Glitch a lot too. Again, I really love that disruption play style. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then taking the arm cannon and just knocking them out of the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe.
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything in we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so like if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super sprint, so to speak. Like they have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where like the body overheats, and so this character has like some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into like finding implants that maybe like expand like how much like your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when we place a mobility thing in there, we really want to make sure. It's like, how does this affect the pace, and how does this affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of sketchy. Yeah.
No, there's a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details, Wits, I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In Marathon, build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has, they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right, as our Tox, and so you can build up resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing, and then you get like a core specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like really it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
That's super exciting. And actually, to that same end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
Excellent. Okay, all right, so going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best strategy.
I have to give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, if you go on a run with me, I'll be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that. It's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible. You get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right? Someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot, and I'll claymore it up, and then close all the doors and leave, and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later, I see the shield crack in the HUD, and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah. How about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well, if you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So
it's like, Joe, go over there.
Yeah, exactly. I
look really great.
Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open for a little bit. Yeah.
So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end, obviously we do a lot of playtesting here internally. Wits, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like, I'm safe, like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around, there's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player, like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room and then the other team is right there and you're like, oh crap. Like, and then you're like, this is all out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where, these mercenaries kind of going crazy. And like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast up here.
Okay.
They're
It's just processing power.
the math is going. Like, it's happening.
It's improvisational, right? Yeah. It sounds like, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau Ceti?
There's a ton of loot.
There's a ton of
loot. Yeah, there's implants, there's cores, there's equipment. There's
grenades.
Consumables.
Let's talk about grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades. We have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables. We have backpacks. Yeah, attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
And there's a bunch of stuff too that we're just we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now, and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So.
Space bank, yeah.
That actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was related to sort of our factions and contract system. But if you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
Yeah, we've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts, they're like missions, and you are being greeted originally by AI representative because you are a mercenary. You don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you'll run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like, you could complete download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where, as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time, and so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
I was going to say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like essentially, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, so just in general, be able to do fight all the different, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units, like you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot again.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, that you utilize through the factions, but there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things, but I think Andrew could talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, we want to make, like, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We like nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of, like morph the Bungie action game into like in the survival space where, again, everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, like, you're not going to have like a limb system where like, you know, your limb's broken or anything, but you will, like guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game. And so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're gonna be toxed. You can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down. You can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using consumables and making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. In addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, like, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, like it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something or consumables. Yeah. That's kind of like the floor for what we think you can be really, like, you can be capable in the environment and actually like fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling like, the goal is that you can always clutch even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in like really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's like the beauty of the moment of like, oh my God, I took this player and oh, they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah, you know?
Yeah. Hurts. I mean, obviously, going to be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha, but we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Got him, got him, got him. Down them all again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, they got out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
This is such an exciting time for us. You are the first group outside of Bungie to play test our alpha build.
Look daddy up, let's go.
Okay, I am ready and up. Whatever you two are. Yes, sir. Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around? See
yeah, I'm gonna see who we got in the raid with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. If you want to do the intercepts.
Yeah.
You just want to grab that real quick?
Yeah, we can do that.
You want to get going?
Yep, Medro.
That should be a good one.
I didn't actually. I've not been there yet.
Oh, okay, there's...
Oh, yeah.
So, for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you
There is.
drop
I got a mod
a
earlier that like drastically reduced it though. So there are ways to reduce it.
I may have just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground,
you
don't take
it saves it.
It'll break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
AI on the right. Yeah, more AI inside the little shrubbery compound over there.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
Sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
You good? You good?
Okay, still heading to field maintenance.
Yep.
Oh, I got AI over here like 20 feet.
Oh my god, you just stuff up. Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
I need some bits ammo. Guys, finally. There's a green punk right there.
There's 6 underneath.
Oh yeah, here I think.
Clear.
Down one. I hit one for the kill, but I'm 1, 2. Down.
That's all of them.
Right. Yeah. Actually, you want to do the HPD? Whilst we're here. Compared to what's like
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now, so I gotta
clear the AI outside first. They're just gonna beam us if we don't get rid of them.
We gotta.
What the? What?
That's a purple one.
Oh hell! Wait, the ones that fire like 5 knees are lethal.
The grenadiers, yeah, they're pretty. What'd you have on your little guy?
Oh, one of the guys you killed had just been weapons on him. Poor guy.
Oh, mechanics hit. That's what we need, right? We're just getting this mechanical static effect.
I'm using it.
Yeah, I'm inside with them. When you have the mechanics kit, it doesn't take anything. You're just good. Yeah. I'm unlocking the box. Yeah, dropping in big ones too. They've got long shots in 2. Oh. Yeah. That's gotta be. It's gotta be.
I've played one shield. There's a Lynx up there who's absolute. Oh my god, I'm almost dead. I just realised.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony, like Tau 200.
I got one knocked. Nice.
Nice. That's
annihilated, dude. Oh my god.
On me. I'm out of ammo.
Yeah, I would say it's a self as you can.
There's a sniper.
Freaking no! It's a bribe! Kill him, he's a fiend, dude.
I'm coming to you, Sven.
Yeah, I see him.
Don't underestimate this guy.
Oh my god, that bitch! He killed 2, I think it's 1v1. Ben, you knocked 1, I knocked another.
Good stuff. I literally only have a sniper.
A unit is signaling for reinforcements.
Oh, heavy rounds.
The knock I had was way over here. I don't see anybody over there yet.
He's been quiet for an awful long time. I reckon he's gone to res. I see him.
He's right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Tell me if they res.
That's a guy. Yeah, he's holding the angle at a distance.
Sniped a sniper.
Right on me. This player. I mean, very weak up there. I'm underneath.
Are they where we got boys down? Nice.
Knocked one.
Coming.
Got one left.
I take shots on the right side, like usually.
No, if they're close.
I got no tags. Oh.
There.
You got eyes?
Yeah, A1.
Oh, is that him up there? Is he upstairs inside?
Yes, sorry, he was. Yeah, hear him. Or is that USAC?
No, you said guy right there. They were shooting something in here.
I think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built God squads, you could say. I feel like we might be the God squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Yeah.
We got knife some AI and grab some gunners.
We can go to field maintenance.
Yeah, a loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here. Where did I just hear that thought? Whoa! I knifed one.
Oh my god, I'm dead. Yep. Something's sucking me.
Stop sucking him! It's a purple shield.
UESC reinforcement signal detected.
I found a purple enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times and had to dump a full mag into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay! I don't want the conquest. LMG. I should take it, but I don't want it.
But here, take
Oh,
this.
long
Take
shot.
this.
I'm saved. What's the question marks again? That are on the map?
Oh, I think those are the flares, right?
Huh? Like
Like
this?
the cache flares?
Yeah, I don't know.
Flares.
One is broken.
Oh, got a purple shield. I knocked one.
I knocked one. Found him.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Glitch is moving.
Behind, yeah, glitches behind you at the moment. White shield.
Oh, she's scared. She's scared.
Down.
Very good.
Very, very nice. I called the purple. Yeah, I want the frickin' purple. There's a green on this
Purple shield. Who has that?
one. Me.
The big items, the big drops, the stuff that's like really high value, they're like, I have to get this out.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm gonna win. There's no other extraction shooter like that where I can have that kind of gameplay.
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to lose their mind.
Playing so far has just been refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt really locked in.
This being sort of the next full Bungie experience is an exciting moment.
The game is inherently fun. I just want to play more.
All right, so obviously having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a privilege. It's been a great time getting to set that up. And of course, I promise I'm not saying this just because I work on the social media team here, but if you head over to our YouTube channel, we have a full 20-minute version of that. So youtube.com @marathonthegame is where to find us. Also same with all of our other socials as long as I'm at it. But Lars, obviously again, like we talked about before that video, we're familiar with working with our community really closely, but have we ever done it this early or at this scale before?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in, players in much earlier into the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn, that's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better, and I think it's been really great.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them. Some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it was super exciting. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a lot of there was a combination of players who we've been engaging with for a long time, and some players who were brand new, and it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both. Especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like you know, like Tens and Lupo was in there, and but yeah. Yeah, you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them, the creators. Yeah, it's probably your team that was destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
thank you.
I did my job.
Mission accomplished, Lars. Yeah.
Something that he's used to, obviously. Also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time? Some of them.
I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome, like playing the game for so long, right, and seeing other people play the game is just a great feeling, right, for like the whole team. You get to see things that you designed for happen, and in real life, right? You see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like we're a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like. It was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two crews that were fighting under the dire marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels. And the fight was literally like almost one by ones, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions. And that fight went into like little vents as well. So it was like this it was this hilarious chase that was like. It was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume of the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, when are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there, and they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was awesome to watch.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously, yeah. And you, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Oh, yeah. I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous, and they were fun. But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I'm telling you, the claymore strats are good. Yeah. Don't sleep on claymores. They're
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
So even in addition to these creators, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so long and goes so far rather. As someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 power book so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was really, really exciting. You guys got a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the Aleph 1 team has been really awesome with the Marathon Classic on Steam. Is the release that they had, as well as the Marathon Classic 2, I think, is on Steam as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of those, it's like sort of connecting the threads, if that makes sense, Yeah. Sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this new, re-envisioning in a lot of ways of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well, about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, and you should underestimate them at your own peril, but can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things, so watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you. They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are like gonna be on the map as well. Like we have a bunch of like tox rooms and all kinds of surprises that await players. And in the alpha there's a few, but
what's the scariest UESC unit to you?
The scariest unit? The Ghost Commander for me, for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like, they go into active camo and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think, you're not sure which one to shoot, and then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right, it's like, it may be over for you, but that's one. The Sniper, also love the Sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC, and if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So, like, yeah, definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, the recruits, they have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful in knowing where they're going to be flanking you and rushing you down from, like, yeah, we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
And you can't ignore them either. Once they're on your set, you kind of got to figure out a way.
Yes. Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shebsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 Blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
There's no restriction on how you assemble your crew. You can all play the same. You can create a meme comp if you want. Or you can diversify a little bit, and sort of try to use each other's utilities. But we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
But you may never know, like those 3 different like players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds and what they're gearing towards in Blackbird, right? Like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner, so we're purposely trying to make it so that you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts in the playtest from last week. But yeah,
let's go. So again, obviously it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've had. You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. Again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them to jump in. What are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell themselves?
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories that I think are that we're looking forward to seeing happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But getting onto the planet, like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all of the different threats that exist there. The dying, when our trail says death, it's death. There's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's gonna be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing. Introducing the IP into the world, sort of beyond the game. Sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now. How about you? Anything come to mind on your side?
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. We've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks play, right? Yeah. Like we've been making the sandbox for a bit. We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world, right? It's just going to be exciting to see people react to it organically and learn from it.
Yeah, very exciting.
I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite, out of the end. I have theories.
I know you have many theories.
Yeah.
Many theories.
Chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
I mean, thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there. Like our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like you should give yourselves a hand, for putting together. Also, there's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind to come and help work with us on this. So just want to make sure all of you, let's give you a hand too. You've been doing an amazing job. So thank you.
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars Bach. And thank you all for being here today. And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be here today. And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work. It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so much, or so quickly rather. So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, we got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But as has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here for you at the end. Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet, and we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game, and we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
Pessoal, tá aí. Apresentação aí de Marathon, sinceramente não me chamou muita atenção, mas vamos dar uma olhada aí nessa CGI.
Shattered visage eyes, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sculpt well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless thing that mocked them, and the heart that fed, and the heart that fed.
Welcome once again. Once again. As the new shell, feeling.
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion.
Like $1 trillion. Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there, so.
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. Supposed to be my lucky charm.
Can you identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mom.
Now, consider this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?
Hey, what's that you're always tuned into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is. You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck. Round the decay of that boundless and bare. Boundless. The lone and level sand stretch far away.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
Se você estava perguntando por que no ato 3 não tivemos aí um CGI, um final legal com Oryx, tá aí a resposta. Gastaram tudo para fazer esse CGI aqui do Barato, né? Ai, cara, assim, não desmerecendo, não desrespeitando, mas esse jogo não é para mim. Se for falar assim, se bateu vontade de jogar, gastar meu tempo, não. Primeiro que PVP com extração, PVP já não gosto. Não é minha praia. Agora PVP com extração. E essa mistureba de estilo aqui, mano. Parece que eles pegaram aí uma mistureba de Cyberpunk, misturou o filme Blade Runner, misturou com esses outros jogos aí, que é do mesmo estilo aí de extração, e foi jogando tudo aqui no COD. E virou, pra mim, o Marathon parecendo que é uma mistureba de tudo, que ninguém entende nada. Sei lá, cara. Não bateu, não. Não bateu. E eu tava olhando aqui o pico de pessoas assistindo, não bateu nem 60 mil, sei não, viu? E o pior, lançar um jogo bem na época que você tem que lançar a continuidade aí de Destiny 2, eu não sei, cara, você vai ter que jogar Fronteiras agora, né? No final de ano aí. Agora vem esse jogo Marathon, pra mim, Marathon deveria ter sido polido melhor e jogar aí lá pra ano que vem, 2026, os jogadores que jogaram aí, parece que foi aqueles jogadores de teste e pegaram aquelas, sei lá, pegaram aí as gameplay, fizeram um corte ali e jogaram pro povo ver. Se você for notar, eu pensei que ia ser mais gameplay ao vivo, não um gameplay de vídeo, saca? Pra mim, pra dar peso aí, deveria ser um gameplay ao vivo, colocar o pessoal pra jogar ali e mostrar como é que é. Pra mim, parece que nem tá terminado. Jogaram aí de qualquer jeito, meteram um vídeo lá, editado lá de gameplay, jogou. Cara, deveria ser focado aí 100% gameplay ao vivo, para o pessoal ter uma noção, ter uma ideia de como realmente está. O jogo não. Fosse para jogar isso aí, jogasse um trailer então, aí jogando, mostrando esse povo jogar. Não gostei da apresentação, sério. Pode ser que aí você que gosta de PVP gostou do estilo, gostou da forma, mas eu não bateu não, mano. Não bateu. Talvez eu jogue quando lançar, sim, testar o jogo e tal, mas pra mim pegarem o pessoal batendo palma aí, mas não tem nada ao vivo de jogatina de gameplay. O que tem ao vivo é o pessoal aí, né? O pessoal do estúdio tem que estar animado mesmo, tem que bater palma, tem que falar que é maravilha, que eu dou um tiro lá pro céu, a bala cai e mata, e é isso, cara. Entendeu? Mas se você for notar mesmo o jogo, se eu gostei do jogo, não, me desculpa. Não bateu não, mas eu fiquei decepcionado porque eu pensei que ia ser gameplay ao vivo, saca? Eu pensei ali esse telão no começo, ficou aí quase não sei quantas horas antes de mostrar gameplay pra ser uma gameplay de vídeo gravado, mano. Porra, Band. Caralho, é esse, mano? Coloca a porra ao vivo pro pessoal ver como é que é. Não, ficou fazendo esse alvoroço todo na semana inteira para mostrar uma gameplay editada. Porque gameplay editada, mano, você não sabe, você não vê como é que é o jogo mesmo. Tá ali só as partes que eles querem mostrar, né? As partes bonitas, o cara acertando a mira, tá, tudo bem, editado, fi. Agora eu queria ver ao vivo essa porra aqui. Não, a Band faz um negócio editado. Pra mim, essa tela que tava mostrando lá as caixas, ia ser todo mundo ali ao vivo ali, ó. Ia ser duas equipes, pode ser, 3 de um lado, 3 do outro. E me parece que é 3 pessoas de cada lado só. Vai continuar isso? Eu não sei se é 3, se é 6, se é 12. Então, poderia ter feito ali o pessoal jogando. Era muito mais vantajoso, esse tempo todo que a Band ficou aqui, mostrar um gameplay ao vivo do que fazer essas coisas editadas aí. Aí é o estilo, né? Tá aí. Minha opinião é essa. Não é meu estilo. Talvez eu tô falando a maior besteira da vida aqui, porque eu não sou jogador de gameplay de, vamos dizer lá, de PVP. Sou mesmo um jogador aí de Destiny, vou continuar. Só acho que é um erro lançar, se for mesmo as duas IPs lançar agora, importante que vai ser, a vida do Destiny vai depender dessa nova temporada aí da Fronteiras. Vai depender muito. Agora, tem um foco na Fronteiras. E agora já tem no final do ano aí o Marathon. Sei, cara, se o foco aí dividido para os dois é uma boa escolha da Band. Sei não. E vamos ver o que vai ficar. Pessoal, seguinte, valeu demais por acompanhar aqui o Velho Urso. Valeu você aí da Twitch. Valeu você aí do YouTube. E vamos nos ver muito ainda, tá? Vamos nos ver muito no Destiny 2. Porque se você gostou, tá aí, você tem o meu respeito. Porque o papai não bateu não, beleza? Falou, valeu e fui. E vou colocar aqui, né, o fundo. Eu ia colocar até o fundo aqui, a saída, né, a despedida aqui, porque é algo do Marathon. Mas eu vou colocar essa saída aqui, a minha despedida, porque eu acho que eu gostei melhor aqui, realmente é de Destiny.